Hi, friends. It's Sarah Keen. I'm glad to be back with you. It's almost July, and I've got some news that is going to help you move into July a lot easier without feeling as much resistance. But it's going to take a little bit of effort, and I'm here to talk with you about it. So right now we're on the threshold of July, and the energy of June has been this kind of a sweet spot that has been holding us and loving on us, helping us to take a breath before the next half of the year, which also has a lot of zest and fire to it as well. So every time I tune into July, I keep on getting this fiery month. And I think that that's representative in a lot of different ways. But what I'll tell you is that what I've seen recently is something that we need to do to prepare ourselves to move into July so that it is actually an easier time for us. Do you remember there used to be a guy who used to do stunts called Evil Knievel. And this guy would ride motorcycles through a fiery hoop over stacks of cars onto some other side into safety. Okay, right now we are needing to move through that portal of circle of fire, a hoop of fire. It's not as scary as you think it is. It's actually something you've been wanting to do for a long time. And you're going to be moving to a higher timeline if you do it. Okay, so think about whatever has been rattling around in your mind for the last couple of weeks. And I know it's probably has, because everybody I've been talking to is feeling a similar thing. There's a pattern or a person or a thing, an occurrence from the past, and it's been kind of milling around in your head for at least a week and bugging you. Now, I want you to think about what is the pattern that is similar to that you have experienced in your life. That type of person or that type of situation. What is it similar to? How have you experienced that in multiple ways, multiple times? Because it's a karmic pattern and you're outgrowing it. So what is that? What is the energy that it makes you feel? How did you feel when it happened? Did you feel disempowered, not yourself? Did you feel like most people I'm hearing is it made them feel disempowered and now they're feeling some anger or some like wanting to step up, but step into themselves, speak up for themselves. They're feeling a little fire, a little gustiness here. And I want you to hold on to that gustiness because that's important. That's part of what's going to take you through that loop into the next higher timeline. Okay. So you've got this thing rattling around in your head. It's been happening for a while. You've been feeling a kind of way about it. Where did that start? Where did you see it in people around you? I want you to do a little investigation in your mind. Who else used to do that same pattern? Probably a parent or somebody in your life close to you. And then what happened is your nervous system accidentally normalized that that's okay. It's acceptable. It's a way to be. Just be quiet and move through it. And we don't have another choice. So that is kind of a theme that I'm seeing for quite a few people, is that they accidentally integrated a way of interacting with other people. And now that does not fit them anymore. Or accepting a way of life that is not acceptable to them anymore. Whatever it is, it's not acceptable anymore. It's not what you want to keep doing, right? So what you've been doing is you've been traveling on this path at the same level. You've been having that same occurrence, right? And you're actually desiring and dreaming of this other life. And that life is at a higher timeline. It's a higher frequency, and it's going to take a different you. I'm here to tell you, what is it going to take to get there? It's the thing that you have been wishing that you could have done or should have done in that situation when it first arose. What energy, what courage, what fire, what gusto did you need? What decision, if you would have made it differently, would have changed the whole trajectory of that circumstance that you are now milling around in your head about? That's what you need to step into now. We need to think consciously, okay, Goodbye to all the people that accidentally showed us that. We're not even dealing with those people anymore because we're right here and we're facing this head on. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a choice. You're going to choose a different energy inside your body. You're going to choose a series of choices that are more dedicated to feeling powerful. Being powerful is not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you're abusing other people or that you're taking advantage of people. Powerful actually is a beautiful thing that means I can help a lot of people. I can lift people up. I can encourage people. We accidentally got the wrong meaning around powerfulness by people who wanted to disempower us. We're outgrowing that right now. Right now, there's a few patterns that we are really growing out of, and that is the victim mentality or the recipient mentality for a codependent type of life, alcohol and addiction, or relationships with people who have alcohol issues going on or addiction issues going on, enabling patterns or people who are in an enabling pattern. We have, I'm trying to think, I wrote them down, but we have multiple ways that this is, these kind of codependent ways of being have been in our life and been patterns of our life. And right now, those took us into disempowerment. And right now we're coming out of that disempowerment. So you're falling, all of those old contracts are falling away, and you need to make the conscious choice here and continued decisions, continued actions, continued being responsible and steps in the new direction. You've got to double down and do the things that it takes to move you into the new higher timeline. There is no more waiting for that other person to change their actions so that you can have a comfortable life. If you've been doing that, that has put you into a codependency or a recipient in an enabling pattern. Right now, you move, you do the thing, you embody that new energy, the courage, the independence, the consistency, the fire, the gusto, the standing up for yourself. Do the thing. And that's going to put you automatically through that fiery hoop. And you are going to land into safety. You are going to land into a place, but you have to choose that. And so that's where we are right now. We're in this really important choice point. And if you are doing those steps, those action steps that take you into that next thing, if you feel like people are encroaching on your boundaries and you just go, that's okay, it's the way it is, I'll just suck it up and move on. If you're doing that some more, you're going to stay in that heavier frequency and you're not making it through that portal in the same way. You're going to feel a lot of struggle against you because what's happening in July is you are getting a surge of your higher self energy. You're getting a surge of your light body that is trying to crack through the old structure of the old clay that made you the statue. And it's breaking through that right now. And you're going to feel less resistance in that higher self energy merging with you in July if you're doing the things that bring you into a more independent, courageous, adventurous way of feeling about life. I'm also hearing of people's their spiritual gifts really boosting up right now. And this is because when we merge more with our higher self, more with our light body, we are going to have more telepathy. We're going to have more clairaudience. We're going to have more clairsentience. We need to learn how to embody this stuff now so that it's even easier for us as we are moving into the higher frequencies where our light body is it's just a natural thing. It's a natural occurrence. We're getting back to that state. This is a state that we had a long time ago. We fell away for a while, and now we're coming back into it. Okay, so how do we do that? Join one of the developmental groups that I'm having. I have 2 development groups that are starting in July. One is for your intuition and your psychic gifts. Even if you're not psychic, you're still psychic. We're all a spirit inside of a human body. So your spirit is always getting messages. So you're always intuitive. You're always psychic. You're just learning how to interpret it. So join that group if you want to learn how to trust your own intuition again. If you've been gaslit out of it, this is really important for us. And then also the other group is for learning how to channel messages even more. So this is called Trance Writing and Art class. And we are learning how to understand that the feelings of messages coming through. And you can choose writing or art. But this last group, we actually were more writing based than art based. So please join those groups, learn how to develop your gifts, learn how to feel comfortable and confident in how you can translate your own messages from spirit guides, read other people in the room a little bit easier so that you can feel more comfortable when you go out and about. Learn how the psychic and intuition group, we're going to have a little bit more around trusting ourselves, where we've been told that's our imagination. So we have a little bit more of a focus this month around people where we've been gaslit to not believe ourselves so that somebody else could get away with things. So we got to come back into trust with ourselves. So join me for those groups. If you're needing help figuring all of these pieces out so that July is an easier integration for you, please join me for a session. I would love to help you figure out that. That's one of my specialties, is figuring out where the patterns began and helping us move into new energies. Clearing those old patterns energetically is quite fun for me. So I'm happy to do that with you. I'm looking forward to joining with you this month, and I hope that you have an easy jump through the fiery hoop, the portal that takes us into July, and that you have a lovely July.